Welcome. This is Mike Fairchild, Editor-in-Chief of HRLab.com, and our discussion today turns to Kronos. They've made it into our top 10 list of HR management systems, but unfortunately, given our time constraints with that discussion, we weren't able to really dig deep into the details of their Workforce Central suite. So today, we hope to change all that by tackling topics such as strengths, weaknesses, company viability, and future directions, and help iron out those finer points. I hope you'll join me in welcoming my colleague, Chuck Schaefer, the CEO of Vantive Media. Chuck, thanks for joining in on our Kronos discussion today. How are you?
I am good, Micah, and I'm fresh off the road from a solid month of conferences. Happy to be back home and rejuvenated from all the innovation I've been seeing. It's a exciting time to be in the enterprise software market.
I couldn't agree more. It seems like the pace at which innovations and improvements are coming out, it certainly means that we never have a dull moment, that's for sure. And one of the biggest companies that keeps topping our list when it comes to that, those announcements at least, is Kronos. Their Workforce Central suite, it's on version 6.3. They seem to finally be getting some traction and moving away from being solely known as a time and attendance vendor. Things are looking good.
You know, that's true, Micah. When first thinking about Kronos and how their solution measures up against the likes of Oracle, SAP, Infor, and the rest of the HCM pack, it's an easy mistake to relegate them to just being a time clock company, but that is a mistake as Kronos delivers both a broad and deep HCM software solution. For example, they've built out one of the industry's most robust and user-friendly feature sets for employee and manager self-service, which greatly contributes to on-demand access to information, scheduling efficiencies, and reduced cycle times, particularly for high-volume, routine HR processes. And they have grasped what the mobile form factor can and can't do. I see far too many companies that are just throwing applications onto a mobile device without much regard for what the user experience should be, or without taking advantage of the mobile device's capabilities for a more synergistic mobile solution.
That's really true. And of course, knowing how important business intelligence is to you, I'm sure you've got to be excited about the fact that Workforce Central they have these reporting features that utilize drag and drop capabilities, and that greatly simplifies those custom reporting needs for non-technical users.
You know me too well, Micah. Putting information into an HCM system does not achieve competitive advantage. But when you can easily extract information out of the system and deliver it in near real time to the knowledge worker or decision maker who can leverage or make that information actionable, you do achieve competitive advantage. What impresses me in the business intelligence and analytic feature sets of Kronos is that the advanced reporting capabilities, such as data marts, data warehousing, and OLAP, or online analytical processing, are available to support multidimensional analysis, drill down and what-if analysis by various HR measures and business dimensions, data modeling, and deeper insights than are available with simple columnar or matrix reports. Plus, their workforce analytics module can also be configured to leverage other business intelligence tools, such as Business Objects, Brio, or Cognos. At one point, folks in the HR technology industry only saw this type of business insight coming from Oracle, SAP, and Workday. Kronos is one of the first to challenge that reign when it comes to moving beyond information reporting and delivering analytics and business intelligence.
It seems like there's actually quite a bit these days that Kronos is challenging. You look at their Workforce Central strategy. They developed that solution out of a self-service hub, for example. And that's an entirely new way of looking at how the system of record should function. It really challenges some of the old, those long-held beliefs in what the system's role should be. Not only that, but, they were able to achieve it in a really simple manner. And whether you're an employee or a manager, the system has specific user-defined functionality that's tailored for your role.
You know, you beat me to that point. I was just getting ready to talk about how impressed I am with their novel interpretation of building feature sets, functionalities, and role-based business process workflows around a self-service hub. But I've got to disagree with you on your last point about the simplicity of the system. It hasn't yet leveraged the enterprise software transition to consumer technologies, and to me, The interface feels a bit stiff and drags the system down, in my opinion. Not only that, but like a lot of other Microsoft-based technologies, browser support is limited to Internet Explorer, and several of the company's products also require browser-heavy plugins, which can trigger software maintenance, information security, and performance implications. I'm a big proponent of learning the lessons and harnessing the benefits from consumer technologies and designing an intuitive and rewarding user experience. And for me, the Kronos presentation layer right now just isn't where it needs to be.
Fair enough. Okay, I'll give you that one. You gotta at least grant them the fact, though, that they're working to improve that experience. You know, you look at, I believe it was Madeline Lorano from Burson and Associates, and she was quoted as saying that Kronos has become one of the most forward-looking solution providers in the space. And in talent acquisition alone, they've introduced a new user interface, sourcing analytics. She says a lot more about what they're doing with talent acquisition, but the point is that they've identified that deficiency and they seem like they're working to fix it.
Yeah, those are valid points. And user experience aside, I am impressed with the customer ecosystem and engagement that the company is fostering. And while SAP is still at the top, in my opinion, as far as how they're engaging with their community, Kronos is doing their part to nurture and draw from an extensive array of customer input. I think that their workforce management roots have given them some serious insight into designing solutions which solve real-world business problems, and I think that's why we've seen them have so much success globally.
You know, that's true. They've achieved some fairly significant market penetration for workforce management in several global markets, at least. And we've actually seen some recent successes in, I think, India and China. The problem, I think, for them is that even though they're looking to expand that international footprint, they're really going to continue to suffer sales losses due to the fact that HR and payroll software, those offerings right now are surprisingly still only available in English.
Yeah, that's hard to believe, isn't it? I'm glad you brought up those workforce management successes, though, because that's where I'm seeing the majority of their marketing efforts being centered. On one level, I can't blame them for that, especially considering workforce management software is an area where Kronos enjoys a leadership position. But when you balance that against the direction the company appears to be heading, which is toward deeper and broader HR suites, that's where I see some issues. Future success for Kronos hinges on the company's ability to strike a balance in what they've been historically good at and where they want to position themselves if they really want to shape their time and attendance identity.
You know, that's a good way of looking at that. And I'm looking at my watch here. We're just about out of time. But in reviewing the Workforce Central suite on your own and now with us, you know, let's talk about target market. What companies do you think would be best suited in leveraging this Kronos Workforce Central solution?
That's a good question. And my short answer for Kronos offerings in general would be companies involved heavily in workforce management or already leveraging a Kronos time and attendance solution. That said, the target market for this particular Kronos offering includes the verticals of retail, healthcare, government, hospitality, and manufacturing, industries that, while certainly workforce management driven, have some unique characteristics that Workforce Central plays well to. Size-wise, the best fit for Workforce Central suite is probably the middle market, broadly defined as 500 to 2,500 employees, simply due to the fact that smaller organizations will likely find Kronos' other applications, such as Essentials and iSeries, more well-suited to their business needs and IT budgets. Alternatively, organizations that have needs for global payroll, deeper or vendor-managed ERP integration, best-of-breed talent management, or a multi-tenant software-as-a-service solution should probably broaden their search to include other companies beyond Kronos.
That's well said. And I actually think that's an excellent way for us to end our discussion on Kronos today. So thanks for joining us for this conversation. Be sure to tune in next time as we continue our examination of the intersection of HR strategies, processes, and technology.